welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for visiting, and thank you for all the continued support and encouragement and kind words and trip down memory lanes that I have gotten from quite a few people. So today I just wanted to start, this might be a multiple video type thing, because the topic that I want to discuss today, I could talk about forever and ever and ever. I want to talk today about, or this week, about raising my daughter through all of the turmoil and trials and tribulations of life. So, I don't know if I've said in a video before, she is currently 19. She will be 20 in 1 month. She just finished her second year at college, and she is my only child. So Imani has always been the center of my life. I have put her before, like you saw in the other videos. If you haven't caught up, make sure you catch up. I think I put her before my husband. I have put her before friends, appointments, anything. Like, Imani has always been number one in my life. And I don't want to apologize for that. I've had many people tell me, you know, over the years that I'm always putting her first. I need to consider her first. I'm not putting myself first. And it's unhealthy and this and that and those and them. And I don't care. I did the best that I could to raise her. I raised her in the manner in which I wanted to raise her. And my prayer to God for the last 18 years has always been, please God, let me live to see her graduate from high school, because I would not want to put on anyone else the responsibility of raising her the way I wanted her to be raised. I didn't want anyone to deny her anything. I didn't want anyone to tell her that she couldn't continue to do the activities that she was doing. Or I didn't want anyone to tell her that she can't continue to go to the hairdresser every 2 weeks or go get her nails done every 2 weeks. I just wanted to be able to let her continue to live the life that she had been living. Could I have done a billion things different? Obviously, I think we all can. But I raised her to the best of my ability. That's all I can say. So when I met my ex-husband, she was 4. And this was the first time that she even had to share me with another person. So, because her father and I unfortunately split when she was an infant, and I didn't date anyone up until the time that I met my ex-husband. When Imani was 2 or 3, I put her in gymnastics. She used to flip and jump and roll and twist and cartwheel and backflip all the time. So it was like, let me put this girl in gymnastics so that she can put all of this energy and all of this that she can do with her body to some good use, okay? So I put her in gymnastics when she was 2, and that was at the Y where we started. And then I put her into an actual gymnastics program. So when I met my ex-husband, she was already in gymnastics. And she did gymnastics up until the age of, I'm sorry, I'll take that back. When she was 2, I put her in swimming. She was never afraid of water. So I was just like, you know, we would go to the beach or go near a pool. She just felt like she could just jump in, like she was Jacuzza. And I was like, let me put her in swimming just so that if she's willing to just go ahead and dive off of somewhere, at least she can survive and not drown and be able to get back to wherever she, you know, thinks she can get away from. So I put her in swimming. So I'm sorry. So when I met my ex-husband, she was in swimming, and that was at the Y. And she was taking at least 1 or 2 classes a week or something. It starts off, you know, with the toddlers, and then it moved up from there and up from there. So she did swimming from age 2 or 3 till about age 8, I want to say. And she's my editor, so I'm sure she can put up here right now if I was right or if I was wrong. So I put her in that. So swimming, you know, required me to go and sit, you know, while she had the classes. I think I probably did them on a Saturday since I was working full time and stuff like that. So she did swimming up until about age 8. That's what I want to say. And then she did gymnastics up until, so age 8 was like grade 2 or 3, 2nd grade or 3rd grade. And then after swimming, we went into gymnastics, and then she did gymnastics for about 8 years. She went at age 8, and she went to that up until 7th grade, I think. Yeah, I think we went up through 7th grade because I wanted her 7th grade year to be her focus year to get into a good high school. Because her schooling, she went to a private school, like I said in one of my other videos, up until 2nd grade. And then at the end of her 2nd grade, that's when her private school announced to us that they were closing. So we had no choice but to put her into the neighborhood public school. So she did 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade at the neighborhood public school. But then her high school, we wanted to get her into a special admit school. So with a special admit school, you had to have the perfect grades, the perfect attendance, not perfect attendance, but a good attendance record, extracurricular activities, and all that good stuff. So when 7th grade came around, I took her out of gymnastics because 7th grade is the primal year that high schools look at for acceptance reviews and stuff like that. So we pulled her out, or I pulled her out in 7th grade to let her focus on her studies. So she did nothing 7th grade year, and then she did nothing 8th grade year. Then when she got into high school, she started dance. So she was doing jazz and modern and hip hop. And she did that all through high school. So I give you that timeline to say that in the midst of her going to all of that stuff, I struggled financially, which I said in my previous video when the struggle was real. I struggled financially for years. I struggled financially before I got married. Not as hard before I got married. I was okay before I got married. But then once I got married, and then the struggle I went through after being married, it was a lot of years of financial struggle. In the midst of all of that financial struggle, and talking it over with my mother, and talking it over with my best friend, and talking it over with, you know, whoever else I may have discussed it with, a few people, one common thing that they always said to me was, you need to take her out of all those activities that she's doing. I'm not doing it. because I didn't want her to have to struggle or be without because mommy made the mistake. And again, all of this could be completely crazy. And I could truly have been making all of the wrong decisions. I don't know. And again, I don't care. I wanted her to be able to have some sort of a normal childhood. I told her no a lot. And people used to always say, you don't ever tell her no. You give her everything she wants. She can do whatever she wants. No, she couldn't. And I should probably have her on here to give a little piece of, you know, what she could or could not do. I had to tell her no a lot. A lot. You can't have all those name brand things. And we're not shopping at, you know, now mind you, she didn't wear Bobos. That's going way back. But she didn't wear a lot of name brand stuff. And she had quite a few friends in her life that were always name brand. Mommy don't have it like that. I don't have it like that. And you don't have it like that. And we don't have it like that. So it took her a long time to understand and appreciate the dollar. Which again, I know a lot of kids do. But, no. But she never starved. Except for that one day she dropped that plate down the steps. Again, go back and look at the video. She never starved. She never went thirsty. She always had clothes on her back, and she always had some place to live. It may not have been the house in which we wanted to live, but she had a roof over her head. She may not have liked that the clothes that she wore didn't say, you know, whatever the top name brands are out there, but she had clothes on her back. She may not have had every, you know, $200 pair of sneakers, but she had sneakers on her feet. She may not have had the name brand, you know, I don't know, anything. It didn't matter. I've got her what I could afford. And it took her a while to understand that. And she was probably angry. She probably felt a lot of things. But I did the best that I could do. Okay? So in all of that, like with being married, so let's just talk about raising her while being married. I was and have always been a very, very protective parent. I'm the one who call me when you get there, call me when you're on your way, call me when you're there, call me when you're on your way, call me when you get home. Like I'm that parent. Like text me, let you know you're doing this, text me, let me know you're doing that now, you know. I'm that parent. And again, I don't care. That's how I am. And that's what I want to be, because my daughter is tiny. She's petite. And it don't take anything but for somebody to grip her up, throw her in the back of the van, send her to the airport, and ship her off to do God knows what. Yep, that's me. I'm that type of parent. So I've never been strict with things that she does, but I need to be aware of where she is at all times. Okay, but more about that later. But meeting him, he had a daughter that was about 5 years older than Imani. So I think when we started dating, Imani was 4, and I think his daughter was 9. And again, she used to come visit every single weekend. Every weekend, she used to come to our house. Imani loved having a sibling, you know, loved having someone else there. So she loved that there was somebody for her to play with at home, you know, because she asked me for years and years and years for a sibling, and it just wasn't in the cards, unfortunately. And it was, she loved it. They got along well. It was something for her to look forward to every weekend, for her, you know, stepsister to come and, you know, be with us for 3 days. And when she had school breaks and during the summer, you know, she would come hang out. So it was great. But again, I know I put some of her needs before my ex-husband's needs. And I honestly, and it's to the point where I know that I did, but I can honestly admit that I don't know how I did. Like, what did I do that put her feelings before his? And he used to comment on it often. And it's even till today. I struggle with the balance of, you know, her needs versus whoever I may have dated through, and even who I'm dating today. It's still a balance, but again, a whole nother story for another time. So during the marriage, like I never, and it had nothing to do with him, nothing to do with my ex-husband, but I never left my daughter alone with him. I never take her anywhere, like to the store or anything. The only time I would let him take her is if the stepdaughter was with them. So like on a Monday through Thursday, if he was riding off to the store somewhere to get something, she was not going with him. And it's not anything against him, nothing. I didn't think there was anything wrong, anything like that. So don't twist my words. But I was just that parent that was like, no. Unless it was my brother or her father or her uncles, my cousins. So I guess unless you were a family member, she was not getting in the car and going with you. It's just not going to happen. So I didn't allow her to do things like that. There were a lot of things I did for her, being my daughter, that I didn't do for his daughter. So if I bought my daughter a toy, I didn't necessarily buy her a toy. If I, you know, bought her some clothes, I didn't necessarily buy her clothes over here all the time. I know I probably did sometimes, but it wasn't an all the time kind of thing. And that was something that he kind of expected me to do. So that was like hard, because I'm like, but she has a mother, so why do I have to like fulfill? So that was a problem sometimes in our marriage too. And then I don't think Imani truly attached to him. So that may be why I felt the way that I did, because I didn't really see a connection between her and him. And I don't even think I forced it or helped it. I didn't help them try to form a bond, because I think in my head, she has a father. So I don't need you to play that father role. And then when it came time for like discipline, oh no, you not. That's not happening. I don't beat my child. I've never beat her like with a belt or with my hand or anything like that. Like a true beat on the butt type of thing. And y'all can come at me with that, but I wasn't beat as a child. My brother, on the other hand, he was beat all the time. But I wasn't beat as a child because I was a good girl. I was good, but I just knew how to get away with stuff. My brother, he liked to run off at the mouth. So he got in trouble a lot. But I didn't get beat as a kid. I remember one time that I truly got beat by my mother, but it was a chase me through the house kind of thing. Like I was old enough to know that I could run and I could get away from her. But it was like, you know, again, it wasn't with the belt and all of that. It was just like a smacker kind of thing. So the only thing that I've ever done to Imani is a smacker kind of thing, right? And it was only one time. She was just off at the mouth. And it was all day. And I caught her in that mouth and that face. I tore it up. She ain't had it was no child abuse, nothing like that. But it was just, you know, a moment where it was just like, I've had enough of the mouth. And even throughout life, it's always her mouth. It's always just like, watch your tone, watch how you saying it, you know, all kinds of stuff. But it's always just been her mouth. So discipline, I was just like, no, you're not going to discipline her. All the discipline comes through me. Like, no. So that caused turmoil through it all. So it's just, I felt like in that role, so I gave birth to her. I was Imani's mom. Her father and I unfortunately split up. I was Imani's mom. Then I started dating. I became someone's wife, but I still felt that I was Imani's mom first. So again, I know it's supposed to be God, then man, then child. That's not how I saw it. she was number one. And again, till today, I will not apologize for it. It's probably very bad to say. Please feel free to comment below, but I will not apologize for it. I felt how I felt. I feel how I feel. And I could be the one to blame. Obviously, I don't know if it worked against me or for me or anything. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to apologize for it. But that's where I'm going to stop for this week. Like I said, talking about her could be a mini episode kind of thing. So we'll just call this Raising Her Through the Turmoil of It All, Part 1. So thank you for visiting. Please comment below. I know this could be a huge discussion, so I really want to discuss these kinds of things because, again, now that I'm also dating now currently, I would love to get feedback so I can make sure that the track that I'm on right now stays a good thing, because I don't want this to be an issue where he's concerned, which I don't really feel like it is right now. But again, it is a balancing act. It's a balancing act for me, and I don't think, unless you're going through it, I don't think you'll understand it. So I don't know if it's different for a mother versus a father. I don't know, but please comment below. Comment, because I think this is a discussion that we can definitely give back and forth feedback on. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell when you do subscribe so you can get updates. And again, look for part 2 next week. Bye.